What's up guys, it's Devin and welcome back to another PC building simulator video. Last week I should say, we had a fairly simple week again. It was pretty quick actually. It went by pretty quickly. And I'm really hoping that trend continues. Also, I got a complaint from my man Oblomancer saying, Devin, these videos piss me off because when you do air cleaning, you don't clean the back of the case. You don't clean the back of the case when you do the cleaning. It's a game. It literally, I can hold the air can in like 2 spots, and it'll clean the entire case, no problem. But okay, I will just for you in this episode. If I have to clean a case, I will clean every nook and cranny of it, just for you. Alright, so we have RAM. It's looking like the only job we have today is RAM. And on top of that, we have a very dirty case. So, it's looking like we're going to need to get our air can out and make sure we grab the back of that case as well. So we're going to open up both panels, and we'll be spraying the inside of here as well. So, we're doing the backside first just to make him happy. But yes, we do have to replace the RAM. We have to... I guess he's got a broken DIMM that doesn't work properly anymore, so we'll have to go take a look at that for him, and then once that's done, there shouldn't be too much more to deal with. That's looking like a clean case. We're gonna go ahead and plug everything, or at least the back panel back in, because we no longer need that. I don't know or not if they wanted us to run for viruses, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check my email real quick, and we're gonna see what we need to do. It's not as quick as it used to be. Okay, so yes, they do indeed need me to scan for viruses. So we're going to go ahead and plug that in. We're going to turn it on. I love the underglow for it as well. Looks very good. And I'm going to scan for there's no RAM. It's because it's broken. I forgot to do that, huh? I should probably get that done before I do anything else. I have a used stick, but I don't give people used stuff. It's just not my cup of tea, so we're going to give him a brand new stick, and we're going to go ahead and close everything up, and we should be able to get in just fine. Now we're just going to go ahead and install our virus scanner. My headset's being very loud again. I'm going to turn that down. We're going to install the virus scanner. I'm sorry, I'm talking very badly today. I'm wicked tired. I'm wicked groggy, even though I've been awake for a while now. Still don't understand. I got really bad sleep. I slept for like 6 hours last night, and for me that's terrible. So I do apologize ahead of time if we have that problem. Gonna go ahead and turn XMP on because 2666 is a lot better than 2133, and we want our RAM running at advertised speed so that there's no problems in the future when it comes to slowing down RAM. Alright, let's go ahead and uninstall the virus scanner, and we're gonna go ahead and put the thing away, and we'll collect our money for it. Alright, that's cool. This guy wants the 3D Mark stuff. No. Need fix. RAM and graphics card. I can do that. We need a 8 gig stick of 3200 G-Skill rip jaws, and then we also need a 4.7. I don't know which one's broken though. I don't know which. I'm gonna have to like accept that and buy the card on the same day, because I don't exactly. He's using Crossfire, so I have no idea if the Gaming X card is broken or if the gaming card is broken. Because they're 2 different cards, they I don't want to buy the wrong one and waste more money than I have to. Not that it really matters, but I just like to save money, you know. So we'll buy another Ripjaw card. We'll buy another Ripjaw for the guy. We'll go ahead and buy that for the next day, but we'll have to wait on buying the card until it actually comes in to see which card is broken. This guy needs help. He needs a new CPU and a new stick of RAM. He needs a 8 gig team group, and he needs a 6100. So we'll go ahead and grab a 6100, and we will grab a team group. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Team group, and we need a 2666 8 gig stick. I think it's 8 gig, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. So we'll do next day for that. We'll go ahead and accept that. This guy wants a 3D Mark score. It's not happening. And Unico wants me to pay my electricity bill. This is why we shut computers and lights off at the end of each day. Because then your electricity bill is much lower in the long run. And you don't have to pay wicked, stupid amounts of money. So these are just the new parts we have. Yo, we unlocked AIOs. That's awesome. We're not going to use those right away because unless somebody needs one, more times than not, if somebody asks for a starter rig that can run a game, I cheap out on the cooler because it's not my computer. It's funny. I won't use used parts, but I will sell them a cheap cooler. Anyway, to save money, I guess. All right, cool. So we paid our bill. That's fine. We got a couple of things in transit, and I'm gonna wait on paying our 10% share for the store because I don't necessarily need that right this instant. We are at level 8 now, though, so once we have a comfortable amount of money, I will be buying this third workbench to work on 3 computers at once, and we're gonna be gaming. I'm not gonna do it today though because I'd like to have at least like $7,000-8,000 in the bank before I actually go and buy the second or the third work desk. All right, we got a couple of jobs today. We got to replace some RAM, a graphics card, and a CPU. Not a graphics card. Well, yeah, actually, we do have to replace a graphics card. I just haven't bought it yet. We'll put the things here. There's no dust need to be cleaned out, so I'm not gonna get my butt chewed out again by Mancer. All right. I'm gonna check my emails today first because you know what? Why not? I'm already here. This guy needs some repairs. I didn't realize there were clips for the RAM. Got a bit violent. It's got to be a RAM issue then. This guy needs repairs. He smells burning. That could be a PSU problem. And more likely than not, it probably also shocked another part as well. So we'll accept that. We'll figure that out. This guy has got looking like a RAM problem. And he's been getting some pop-ups, so we'll do a virus scan for him as well. This guy needs a new PC for League. So we have to build an entire PC for him. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the will run for League of Legends. And he wants to play at the minimum spec, so I'll click on minimum, and we're just gonna drag that over here, and we're gonna open up the shop, and we're just gonna build a computer based on the minimum spec. So we'll grab our cheap case, we'll grab a Power King 300, we'll grab a slow Easy Store 100 or 120. I don't need, unless he has a specified thing. Okay, he doesn't need a specific brand, so that's fine. We got the storage. We need an RX 560. So we'll grab which doesn't matter which one it is. No, it doesn't really matter. So we'll buy the cheapest one for that. Guy needs a 4 gigs of RAM. We'll buy him an ADATA 4 gig stick. We'll grab our Mortoni H170 M-Tech, our cheap cooler that we've been talking about, and a 6300. And with a budget of $800, I'd say 530 is pretty good. So we'll do next day delivery. We'll accept that, and then we'll move on to the next job. This guy. Okay, these are the jobs. Okay, these are the jobs we're working on today. So that's great. So first things first, we got to figure out what graphics card is actually the broken card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this regular gaming card, and I'm going to test out the system with just the one card in to see if that is the issue. It is the other card because it is not spinning. So we will take this card out. It's the Gaming X card that needs to be replaced. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Gaming X version of the 470, I think it was, right? It was a 470 Gaming X. Where's the 470? There it is. It's the same price for an 8 gig card. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy him the 8 gig card. Oh, wait, no, I can't. If I were to do that, I'd have to buy 2 new cards because the other card has 4 gigs. And he's using Crossfire right now, so I can't actually do that. I have to buy him the 4 gig card. So we'll do same day. We'll grab that, and then we're gonna just plug in the Gaming X and the other card. You know what would be hilarious? I bought the wrong card. You know what would be really hilarious? Is if I did I buy the right card? I swear to God, I bought. No, I literally didn't. Okay, I bought the wrong card. Alright. Well, the actual, what was I just saying? Yeah, no, I'm just gonna put this card back in, and I'm gonna put the other card back in as well, the one that isn't broken. So we'll put that in here, and then we'll plug both of them in. And we should not have a problem after this. Does this guy want anything else specific? Those plastic pink cables look nice. He's got pink cables already. But you know what? Oh, I don't. Okay. Well, we're going to have to just... He's got pink cables in there. Well, you know what? We'll put some red cables in. Why not? I don't know. It doesn't match very well, but I don't have pink right now on me, so... I already just wasted money on a flipping card I didn't need, so that's always wonderful. And I need to replace the RAM as well. So we gotta unplug the RAM, and we gotta put the new RAM stick into the DIMM. Go ahead and turn it on, and this should work fine. Oh, hey, look, it's my same BIOS that I have at home. It's my it's literally my BIOS. It's funny. All right. Apply changes. I know this one well because I literally, my IRL computer has the same BIOS. Alright. And it's looking pretty dirty up here, so I'm going to go ahead and, or the desktop's looking pretty cluttered. So I'm going to go ahead and grab myself a virus scanner before I forget. Well, we can shut this up. And we can go ahead and run for viruses. He's already got pink cables in there. I'm hoping I don't get a 4-star rating because I didn't use all pink cables, but I really was not about to spend another $200 on cable. Why do cables in this game cost $200 for same-day delivery? That's just not right. Okay, so even though it's cluttered, there's no viruses. That's good to know. Go and get rid of it, and then we can just go ahead and place it in the delivery area, which is the same as the drop-off area for some dumb reason. There's no... Oh, I did get 4 stars. I guess when you don't use all pink cables, I guess that's literally just what it does. I don't know. I didn't feel like wasting $200 on cables right now, so I'm not too worried about it. This guy only wants plastic white. We already have those, so we're good to go with that. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the air cooler, and we're gonna go ahead and also take out the RAM stick. And while we're also here, I am gonna go ahead and unplug all the cables, because these cables need to be wired. I think that's all of them, right? Yes. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go to use loose plastic white. We're going to go ahead and plug in everything again, even though for whatever dumb reason these cables are showing up as black. I don't get it. These ones are showing up as white. That's great, but the rest of these seem to not want to be. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put some thermal paste on, and then we're gonna go ahead and close everything back up once I put the RAM stick in, of course, because that's the thing I can't forget. We'll put that in here, and oh, you know what? It wasn't just a thermal paste. I had to. What am I doing? I had to replace the entire CPU. I'm doing great. You can tell how tired I am. Put that back in there, we'll close that up, and then we'll put the thermal paste on, and then we'll put our Cryorig, is that a Cryorig? Is that how you pronounce it? It's not a brand I use very often, or actually at all for that matter. My the cooler that's in my rig is a Cooler Master, so go ahead and close things up. I'm gonna go ahead and install a virus scanner because it's looking pretty cluttered. I always like to do this even if I don't necessarily have to, only because it saves me a lot of trouble, and I can guarantee that I'm going to get a 5-star rating. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble here. So we're going to go ahead and install a virus scanner. We're going to restart the computer. He's definitely running this operating system off a hard disk because it's running very slow. Yeah, I don't see no SSD at all. Not in a long shot. Alright, go ahead and install or run our virus scanner. And once again, surprisingly, it's not infected with viruses. These guys have so much stuff on the desktop, yet they don't actually have a single virus. So who knows? Let's go ahead and place this in delivery area, collect our payment for the day. And we've already taken care of all of our other, requests and stuff, so we can go ahead and shut down. I keep saying shut up. Shut down shop for the day. So we can go ahead and turn our PC off, turn the light off, and we are good to go for day 3. All right, go to work and grab the stuff we need for the day. Turn our light on. And this is our new case. We'll start with the PC, the full-on build, and then we'll a lot of these I think I remember being like RAM issues, so not too worried about getting those done right off the bat. We can go ahead and open up our case, and we can go ahead and install ourselves all of our components we just bought, meaning the H170M Tech. I apparently just have another board sitting around in there for some reason. I guess I probably misbought a... Oh, I remember. I think last episode I bought a board when it wasn't actually the issue, and I was just being stupid and didn't actually plug in the board. So I ended up thinking the board was broken for absolutely zero reason, even though it was not the board's fault at all. It was just literally, it wasn't powered at all. So we'll put our 6300 in here. Go ahead and put some thermal paste on it and close it up with a cheap Mortoni fan, as usual. Go and plug in our fans and stuff. We'll plug in our front I/O panel as well. He didn't say any cable colors, so I think this is a scripted one. We're going to go ahead and plug in our 4 gigs of ADATA memory. We're going to go ahead and take our PCI lock off, and then we're going to take care of putting our card in. And I believe that is a 560? Yeah, 560. Very small 560. It doesn't even need to be powered. We have a Power King 300 that we can plug in here as well. There's no... I like this case too because there's no actual bracket you got to plug in afterwards. So when that automatically plugs in the PSU, I don't have to unplug it at all. It's fine the way it is. I get to plug in the PSU. I get to plug in the ATX for the CPU. And I think the only thing left I need is a drive. We got ourselves a 120 Easy Store. Can I please plug in? There we go. And we're going to go and plug that in onto the board as well as into the power supply. And we can go ahead and power it on while I close the drive bay. And I'm going to put the panels back on. Also, rule of thumb, don't ever do this while the computer's moving, because if you touch something inside, that's going to be a problem. You touch something inside and you shock it while it's plugged in, you'll have a fried system, and that's not good. All right, so that's that. I gotta go ahead and install an OS now. It's kind of annoying because like they want to build, but they don't specify that they want you to put an operating system on there. Like realistically, in a real shop, like you would obviously want to charge them for the OS as well, because if you want an activated Windows install, you have to pay money for that, especially if you're buying a retail key and not just like a CD key for one system. Because the way those $15 CD keys work is that if as long as you replace like a crucial component, then your Windows doesn't reactivate. That's the problem. Like it literally, you have to buy another $15 key. But with the $120 retail keys, those are the ones where you can rescan for new hardware and reactivate Windows. You can't do that on a $15 key. But I still think in the long run, if you're like a tech company that builds computers all the time, $15 CD keys are definitely the better way to go. If you're gonna keep, if you're only putting together a computer for somebody who doesn't have the smarts to kind of take components out and replace them, that's why they come to you. It's like realistically, those are your better bet, because realistically, they're probably not gonna upgrade anytime soon. So we'll go ahead and collect our League of Legends payment. That's great. This guy needs some RAM. He needs G-Skill RAM. So we'll go ahead and put the RAM in. We'll obviously have to take this one out. So we'll go ahead and take the RAM stick out. It's a Flare 8 GB. I don't have one, so I'm going to have to buy one. Shop. Memory. Flare. And then it's 3200, so we need to buy that. We'll buy it for same day to make it a little bit quicker. When we do it same day, we still make more money back in the long run anyway, so it's always... If you're doing like diagnose problems, you always should just wait until you get the computer, and then you can just buy them for same day so that you have it like already on hand, so you can just fix it and get the computer on its merry way. It's still not fixed, and we're gonna see why that is. It powers on, so it's looking like, because it's not dirty, it's gonna be a virus issue. So we're gonna go ahead and install a virus scanner. And while that's doing its thing, I can go ahead and put another computer up on the thing here. This one's very dusty, so we'll go ahead and make it a clean computer in the end. But we're going to see what's wrong with this one. I think they said it was also a RAM issue. No CPU found. I think they said RAM in the email, but they need a CPU apparently. And they need an i5 6600K. That's a very expensive CPU. Same day, buy now, and we're gonna go ahead and put the new CPU in there. Oh, you know what? It'll probably help if I took the other one out first. I'll put the new one in, and I'm hoping that it's not both the CPU and the RAM, because I don't like spending money. All right, and it says it's not fixed, but that's just because it's wicked dusty. As long as the power's on, we know it's the actual computer itself works. All we have to do is clean it out with air, and it should be good. So I'll be back with you guys in just a few seconds. And notice how the back is completely clean, even though I never touched the back. So that's just a little thing I wanted to show, just to you know, be like, hey, don't worry, it is clean. It doesn't say that it's fixed, however, and that is most likely because we got ourselves another virus issue. Thank God I bought a second hard drive, because this is exactly why I bought it. Because we can now install a virus scanner on this computer without having to take care of that other computer first while it's doing its thing. Also, we should probably restart the computer real quick, just so that we can start working on that virus scan. So both these computers are about to do a virus scan. This one's about to start up as well. And we're going to do a virus scan here as well. We'll clean that file. We'll uninstall it. And then we'll go ahead and clean that out. We'll uninstall this. And this one's already closed up, so once it's all set, it's good to go. This one still needs to be closed up. But you notice that now the diagnose and fix tab is green, meaning that is the solution to our problem. And this one is also green. Wonderful. And we can go ahead and collect that. Get a 5-star. I don't believe there's any cable colors you wanted, so we got 5 stars there as well. And then we just got one more PC to fix, and this one's gonna be... This one I think is gonna be RAM, because I remember there was 2 RAM jobs. So we're gonna go and turn that on. The card is not working. That's always a plus, isn't it? Nobody mentioned the card. So that was a huge surprise to me. So, and this is why you never want to buy parts as an email. Like, here we go, right here. I didn't realize there were clips of the RAM. I got it. So it tells you that there's a RAM problem, but you should never buy parts on the day you accept the job. Because if the computer comes in and you find out that there's something completely different that's wrong with it, then you've just wasted money on something you don't need. But this guy needs a 1050 Ti, and it's looking like he needs a Gaming X. So we're gonna do same day delivery. Grab that, and I bet you money that the that the RAM still is a problem, that it's gonna, it's gonna tell me it's broken. But at the very least, I really hope he doesn't ask for orange cables, because I don't think I have orange cable. Yeah, I don't. Okay, cool. Excuse me. But like they never once mentioned the card, so now we're gonna find out the RAM's the issue. Yeah, okay. So the RAM was also the issue. It's just card was too, and for whatever reason they were not aware of that. So we're gonna go ahead and grab ourselves some Corsair, because I can recognize the design. And we're gonna grab ourselves some Corsair Dominator Platinum, 8 gigs of RAM, and we're gonna do same day for that as well. And we're gonna go ahead and plug that in, and then we should be good to go. It's not saying it's fixed, so I'm really hoping it's not also like a CPU problem. It loaded it up fine, so it's looking like it's just going to be a virus scan. So we'll go ahead and we'll scan for viruses, and while that's doing that, we're going to go ahead and close up our side panel as well. Actually, I'm going to put the PCI lock on first. Put the lock on, and then we'll cover the front of the panel. I really want... Like, don't get me wrong, I love my case. I love the magnetic case that I have, where the panel itself comes off magnetically. But, the actual... I like the idea of like, these 4 screws in front, rather than the 2 slidey screws in the back. Because, like, the top of my my SMP case for the Minecraft Child SMP, the top of that case caved in a bit because it got bent over time, like the caves in now, so the side panel doesn't fit on properly, and I gotta really muscle it to stay on without having it fall off. And it just, I don't know, it's a pain in my butt, honestly. And I have considered buying a new case for it, but for the idea that it's only running a Minecraft server on it, I didn't really feel the need. I really didn't feel the need to do anything like that, because it's just money out of my pocket for something that I don't actually, touch daily. It does its own thing. It runs the server, and that's pretty much the end of it. So, all right. So that's the virus scan done. It's off the computer now. We're gonna go ahead and put that in the hallway, and we'll collect our payment for that as well. All right. Now this guy wants a new PC. He wants people to play Hearthstone. And he's got a $2,000 budget. I can promise you that we're probably not going to use $2,000, but he wants to run it at recommended spec. So he wants... Oh, I need to hit the shop, that's why. We need the cheap case. Oh, hey, look, there's a Corsair case that's just there. It looks kind of cool, though. We'll buy a case, buy a Power King 300, we'll buy an Easy Store 120, we'll buy a 960 is what it looks like they need. It needs 2 gigs of VRAM at least, which is fine. That's this card right here. But there's also one that has 4 gigs for the same price. I'll buy him a 4 gig one. Why not? Help him out a bit. He needs 4 gigs of RAM. We'll buy him... I want the AM4 board. Right here. This is the board I was talking about. This is the board that I thought was this one here. It's the 250M. The 250M looks exactly almost like the AB350M. And because of that, I ended up wasting money on this one. I'm just glad that over time I was able to give it to somebody. But yeah, this is the cheap AMD board that I wanted to buy. So we'll buy that one now. We'll buy our Mortoni Thermal because it actually supports AM4 and LGA, which is cool. And then we'll buy them a 1400. That's not what I wanted to do. Ryzen 5 1400. And we'll go next delivery. We'll do a buy now. We only spent about $500 on it, which is a lot better than the budget of $2,000. This guy needs a new motherboard and a new hard drive. He needs a 500 gigabyte. I have that, don't I? I think I have a 500. I do. Cool. So we can save money on that. But he does need a B250M. So we're gonna buy the right board this time, which is this one right here. We'll buy that, and we'll hit next day. We'll hit accept, and this guy wants a 3D Mark score. Not happening. New parts. We got the 570. Let's go. Or an 8 gig version of the 570. We got ourselves a Cooler Master Hyper 212. That's my cooler. That's literally my cooler. That's funny. I hold on. I want to see what this looks like. I want to see if I'm thinking properly. Cooler Master. Yeah, this is literally, well, like, of course, obviously it's, you know, it's like an LED version. Mine's not RGB, but it's it works. Like, this is literally my cooler in my computer right now. That's hilarious. And of course, we also have, you know, the Cooler Master AIO, which is obviously more expensive because it's better than air cooling. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I paid a little more than 45 for mine, so that kind of makes me angry. But yeah, that's literally my cooler. That's hilarious. All right. Well, we accepted these 2 jobs here. We need a new PC. We got to replace some guys' parts. And Uncle Tim is still waiting for my payment, which he can wait even longer. Because I didn't make a whole ton of money today. But without wasting any more time, we need to start working on day 4. All right, go to work. We kind of spent a lot of time during that day because I was looking at some stuff, so I apologize for that. I really do hope that we can kind of get through this day pretty quickly. This guy needs a new computer, so we're going to start with this first. We're going to go ahead and put the Easy Store in here. No, I didn't want both of these open. I want the Power King 300. Screw that in. And then we need to grab ourselves the motherboard, which is a AM4 board, which I gotta make sure I plug the right one in because they look very similar to each other. Sorry, I just bumped my microphone. I'm sorry if that picked up in the video. But we gotta plug the motherboard in. We gotta plug in our 1400, and we gotta give the we'll plug everything in first before we do the actual the cable stuff, because I can't remember or not if he said he needed a specific color of cable. So we'll go ahead and grab ourselves a 1400, close that up, go ahead and put some thermal paste on it, grab ourselves our more Tony, put that on, plug that in, and then we need our graphics card, which I should probably open up our PCI lock first, and then we got to open up the top 2 here. It's different from an LGA board because this one here uses the top one instead of the one below first. So that's always something to look out for, to make sure you're actually plugging everything in correctly. Go ahead and plug. Well, I can plug everything in now. I just want to check the email first to make sure there's no colors. While that turns on, I'll just take care of the memory because that does not require cables. We'll go ahead and open up one of our DIMMs here. We'll plug that in. And it's just cables we're missing now. And he wants MSI parts. We have the MSI GPU in there for him. So he's not worried about cables then. So we'll give him red cables then, because it matches the motherboard and the card. I think it will look pretty cool. We do it that way. So we'll go ahead and plug everything in, from fans to cables and all that fun stuff. And then we should be able to power it on. Put the sticky note on on the desk to make it, you know, his or hers. I can't remember what the email was. And we'll go ahead and install an OS and get this bad boy out. Go ahead and put the USB drive in. My click accuracy is not great today, isn't it? We should probably also close that PCI lock because it won't let us put it in the hallway until we actually do that, which is stupid, but it is what it is. So while that's installing, we'll go ahead and start opening up this computer. And we should be able to... we need a new motherboard and a hard drive. So this literally means we are removing everything. We are taking every last component out of this case. And that's always fun, isn't it? We'll go ahead and unplug that. We'll go ahead and unplug the CPU. We'll have to unplug a few more of these cables because apparently it's being blocked by something. Gotta take the RAM out. Now we can take the motherboard out. Then we're gonna also have to take out the hard drive as well, because apparently the hard drive has also failed. What did this guy do to his computer? Like, what kind of stuff was he doing on it to allow both the motherboard and the hard drive to fail? That just doesn't make sense to me. I guess realistically, the worst case scenario, like his PSU had a moment. I did not mean to take that part off. Or I don't know, maybe he spilt a drink or something. Because he didn't say the EVGA PSU was the problem. Also, that's my old PSU. That's pretty cool. Actually, it's not, because this one's fully modular. Mine was semi-modular. We can remove the hard drive. Plug the new hard drive in. We'll go ahead and take the air can. Oops, that's the monitor. We'll go ahead and start blowing things out to clean things up. Shouldn't take too long because it is just a barren case now. Not a whole ton needs to happen here. But we will make sure everything's in clean, tip-top shape for our customer. And everything's looking a lot cleaner now. So we'll go ahead and put our case panel back on, because we no longer have to be in the back of this. We'll go ahead and plug in our new motherboard, which is our LGA motherboard, our 250M. It's M-ATX, so it doesn't support wicked, you know, it doesn't support like SLI or anything like that. Actually, you know what? It does have two PCI, does it? Does this board actually support SLI? I wonder. I genuinely wonder if it supports SLI. I'm gonna check real quick. I'm genuinely curious. The 250. Oh, it does. It doesn't support SLI. It only supports Crossfire. But it's still, you can use a dual AMD GPU. That's actually hilarious. For an M-ATX board, I was not expecting that. It's funny because my M-ATX board has like a PCI slot, and then it's got a PCI 1X slot. But this one has two PCIe slots. That's funny. Alright, well, we got the new motherboard in. We got to put the CPU back. So we'll do that real quick. Put the CPU in there, close it back up. Put some thermal paste on there. Get a CPU cooler going. I guess it was pretty dumb of me to think that all M-ATX boards are exactly the same, because realistically, what in the computer industry is ever the same with each other, you know? It's like, my board doesn't have two PCIe slots, but this one does. It's like, that's just a thing, I guess. Alright. I cleaned it up for him. Does he say that he needs a thingy? Any cable component or anything? Okay. So he doesn't need any virus install or anything, or virus cleaning or anything like that. It just needs the replacement board and card. So we'll go ahead and open up our RAM slot. We'll go ahead and put our card back in. Notice how one of the top PCI cover is still there, because we used the one starting below. That's not like that for most AMD boards, so that's fine. Go ahead and turn it on, make sure it works. Oh yeah, that's right. We should probably install an OS because we put a new hard drive in there. Boy, I'm losing it right now. So this guy's got his computer all set up and everything. He just needs to have the sticky note. We'll put that there, and we'll go ahead and we'll collect our payment for that. There we go. And this should be all good to go as well. Put our PCI lock back in. Go ahead and put our side panel back on. And we should be good enough to put this into our hallway and collect our 5-star review. Let's go. Alright. Join the Ravengers today. No thank you. Upgrade for more FPS. No. I need something fixed. Sure. It's going to be a power supply issue. I can already tell because he wants a Silverstone component. Alright. This guy's got Gigabyte. It's going to be a motherboard problem. Pretty sure and he even says so. So, I'll accept that. And we got some new parts. Cool. Got 2 jobs for tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and turn that stuff off. And day 5. We're making good progress here as well. I'm trying to make sure these last few days go by really quickly, because I've been doing a lot of talking more than working. So we'll go ahead and start taking this panel off before we can even see our email, just to make time a little bit faster. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and take an air conduit because it's very dirty, and I'll be back with you guys in just a few seconds. Alright, so we got that taken care of. Now, what seems to be the problem? It's not turning on, meaning we're probably going to have to look into a power supply or a motherboard, and we always check the motherboard or the power supply first because it's the easiest to get to. We'll go ahead and take the bracket off. I hate this case already because it's got a bracket. I hate the PSU brackets because they just just make your case a little bit thinner on that side and make it, and just have this thing slide in. Like, there's really no need for like a bracket like that. I don't know why that's even a thing when it can just screw into the case itself. All you gotta do is, make the metal come in a little bit more, that's all. Alright, so we got this taken out. And it is not a power supply issue. That makes me sad, because that means it's a motherboard issue, and that makes me wicked sad, because I hate taking apart 9 million different components just to get to one. So we'll have to unplug everything. I did not mean to remove that hard drive. So, unfortunately, that means we need to take apart everything. Meaning the SLI, not the SLI, the PCI cover. We need to take out our card. We need to take out our cooler, our CPU, our RAM, and we got to replace an entire board, which is a AX370. I'm very familiar with these boards. I replace them in this game all the time. So hopefully we have a decent, we gotta buy the board obviously, but hopefully it's not wicked expensive, because I'm trying to make some money here. I want to be able to buy the third desk, and if not the third desk, at the very least 10% of the shop. But that's not as important because realistically it doesn't really change anything. Alright, so we got that, the motherboard taken out. We gotta buy an AX370 Gaming 5. We'll go ahead and hit same day delivery because we want to get this guy back his computer as fast as possible. So we'll go ahead and put the new one in. We'll do our little motherboard screw trick, because until we get ourselves our auto standoff at least, then we're gonna have to keep screwing all this in. So I really do hate that. I can't wait until we make enough, or we're a high enough level to get our auto screw and our auto standoff. Do we have them unlocked? Is it just not a auto? Okay, so we have them unlocked. We don't have the auto screw tool unlocked yet, but we have the auto standoff unlocked. We could buy it, but it would also take literally half of our bank account. So I don't think we're gonna do that right away. But I really can't wait until we have the money for it, because I'm getting sick and tired of having to do all the standoff stuff myself. And just screwing it in, for that matter, because that's another thing I'm looking forward to. I just don't have I'm just not a high enough level for it yet, unfortunately. Now, dude, I'm going to ask you very politely, please do not break your motherboard again, because if you do, I will be sad, and you don't like it when I'm sad, because when I'm sad, I get real sad. Alright, well, it doesn't look like he's got any other problems, like regarding viruses or anything, because it's already saying that our problem is fixed. So we're just going to go ahead and put his components back in, make sure it turns on and everything, and we can be on our merry way. All we gotta do is put our side panel back on, as well as our PCI lock. And what's going on here? No OS found. What do you mean, Noah? I didn't even replace the Did you seriously just bring in a computer to me without a single OS? That's hilarious. Why would you do that? Why would you bring in a computer that's broken but also doesn't even have an operating system? That would be the first thing you do to check to see if something's broken or not. You install an OS to make sure it actually does something. I don't understand people, I guess. Alright, we'll go ahead and accept, or we'll go ahead and get our payment for that. We got ourselves 5 stars for that. Nice job. 3D Merc score, no. League of Legends, I'll take care of that in a sec. This guy needs plastic dark gray cables, and he thinks it's a CPU issue. This guy needs a 3D Mark score, we'll reject. And we got ourselves another Cooler Master something. I think it's an air cooler. And so we got this last one to take care of. We're gonna go ahead and build a PC real quick for League of Legends. He wants to play it at the recommended spec. So we'll go ahead and go into the shop, grab ourselves our cheap case, our Sean Power King 300, I'm sorry, our Sheen. We'll buy ourselves a Easy Store 120. We'll buy a 1060. 6 GB, so we need the Zotac Mini one. Alright, we need 4 gigs of RAM. We'll need an M170 MTech, more Tony, and we'll buy ourselves the 6600. Apparently I have one, but I think it's used, so I'm not going to worry about it. The next day, close that, accept, and this guy's already in transit, and we just got to take care of that last rig right over here. This one seems to be broken. What's wrong with it? It doesn't turn on. It is a power supply issue. Please be a power supply. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a Silverstone. I remember in the email it said it was. They mentioned Silverstone, so I think it actually is going to be a power supply issue this time, because we're not getting any power to our components whatsoever. Yay! It's an NJ520. Okay, 520 in power supplies. We'll buy that. We'll go ahead and hit the same day. We'll grab that. And we are going to go ahead and install this bad boy. Because actually, I really like the look of the white power supply. It looks really interesting. I don't think it matches this case. I think they could have bought a better case for this power supply they chose. But I guess realistically, you're not going to see the power supply. Well, yes you are. It's down here. Oh my god. That's not a good decision. You made a very poor decision, my friend. Alright, and did he say cables at all? No. Okay, nothing else seems to be the problem. There's no worrying about, about viruses or anything like that, so we don't have to worry about that. There's no worrying about being a dirty case, and I can already tell right off the bat because it's not dirty. Okay, and we are in. We can go ahead and collect our payment for that. And that takes care of day 5. I'm going to go ahead and, before I forget, we're going to buy our new workbench. There we go. We got ourselves our 3rd workbench. We have all 3 now. We can now work on 3 different computers at once, and that's great because eventually down the road you're going to start getting more and more like diagnosing and fixing issues and stuff. So that's always fun. Alright, so that is day 5 complete. We can turn our lights off, turn our computer off, and we can go ahead and end off our day. Alright. So, that was a very interesting week. It was a little bit longer than I wanted to be. But it wasn't long enough to the point where it was like, you know, this video is like an hour and a half long. So thank God for that. But nonetheless, it was a pretty interesting week. We had a little bit of a more busy week than the past few weeks. But it's I guess that's what we're getting paid for, right? But for now, I am going to leave it here. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, smash that like button, subscribe for new. I'd love it to this channel. Guys, I've got a Discord. Come check me outside of YouTube. It's a fun time for all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Goodbye!